Okay, we're back to the last part of the exercise. So we're going to make a copy of this model here, the surface. Okay, make a copy, and I have described here what we're going to do. It's going to do the contour, surface planar, then the offset 0.3 means 3 meters. Yeah. No, 300, which is 300 mm. Okay, so these are the sequence that I will be doing. Okay, so first I'm going to do curve contour. So I'm going to the right view. So if I were to turn on the ghost, we should be able to see this. So curve from this object, and we're going to do a contour. All right, contour, which is here. You cannot see is this one. Okay, contour, and then excuse me, curve from this object, contour, select item, enter. So Rhino asks the contour base point. Okay, base point, I will pick anywhere at the bottom. And then next question, they ask you which direction. I said this direction, we're going to go up. Okay, it's just going to go up. You can press shift key so you can lock the axis. If you let go of the shift key, it's free moving. Otherwise, it will be turning on the auto. If you turn on the auto, it will always be straight direction. Okay, one direction. And then the difference would be 3 meters apart. I'm going to give 3 meters, which is, I'm going to type in 3 because we're working on the units of meter. 3, enter. So Rhino has divided. I'm going to go wireframe so you can see. So Rhino has divided. So in fact, the top, I will delete the top. I don't need the top, and I do not need the bottom curve. Okay, so at this junction, I'm going to go perspective first. Okay, and I will hide this. Delete the bottom. Just delete the bottom. Delete the top. And then at this point, I'm going to Control G first, and then try surface planar. Okay, I'm going to show you that the surface are all done. Next, I'm going to select last. Select last will select the surface planar, and I'll Control G on the surface planar. So I'll group them, and then solid, offset, solid offset. And I do not want this to go up. I will flip it first, and I will have a distance of 0.3 meters. 0.3 would be 300 mm. Okay, so downwards. So either you flip upward or downward, but this time around I'll choose downward. 0.3, enter, or enter. Okay, so select last again, Control G. So now I have all the model done up. The floor slab. Okay, floor slab is done. I am going to say show. I'm going to type show. It will show me this. So remember that because there will be some surface that goes downward, and of course we can't use this piece yet. We just need to offset this. So we're now at this level. Okay, we're at this solid offset. No, solid offset is done. Excuse me, I'm going to use surface offset. Apology, this will be surface offset again. So surface, offset surface, offset surface. Yes, right here. Offset surface. Yes, it's correct. It's going outwards. I am using 0.3 again, just a small distance away. And you notice that if I zoom in now, look at the bottom, there should be two pieces of the surface. This was the original, this is the second. All right, so I'm gonna go backwards. Okay, so the original piece, I'm gonna go zoom in. The original piece I will hide, and I'm gonna use the new piece. So this one is my offset. I'm gonna go ghost. So you should be able to see the floor level. Okay, I'm gonna go backward. Okay, so this is that single piece of surface. I am also gonna work from here now onwards. Move this up a bit. Okay, next, excuse me, I'm gonna copy this. Now we have done a surface and offset 0.3. Okay, we've done a surface, which is this surface 0.3, and then we are going to convert this. We're not going to use the surface, this one, we're going to use it as a separate panel. So we're going to rebuild this surface. Okay, so rebuild. You can either type rebuild again, select this. Okay, so previously I've tested, and I think for my model 60/60 is fine. And I'm going to zoom in here. So let me just zoom in here. So 60/60, it's what I have presets, and I've decided to use degree 1. Degree 1 will give me straight line. Okay, and this will be my setting. So I say, okay, preview. Delete input, that means that original surface will be deleted. Okay, so I say, okay. So now you can see that it's shaded this way. I will turn on shaded. You'll see that it looks flat because of the shading. Now, it's no longer curved. It's all straight line now. Okay, so this is now a surface. I am going to convert this to a mesh. Okay, I'm going to convert this to mesh. So I will say triangulate. No, I will say I want to convert this to mesh, and I say mesh. I type mesh. Just let me type in here. Mesh. Select this, and I say mesh, and I push it to the highest, and I say okay. So now mesh is created. However, if you zoom in, you notice that if you select one of this, and it will reflect. Currently, this is selecting on an open surface. That's not what we want. We could hide this again. And if I pick on this, it should say mesh. All right, so mesh is done. Next is, like I said, well, this we can't, yeah, even if it's flat and it's curving in, it's not really flat. We're going to triangulate the mesh. So very simple. We're going to select this and say triangulate. Hope I spell correctly. I'll correct it later. Okay, triangulate mesh. Triangulate mesh. Let's say copy. Just let me cancel this and triangulate mesh. Let me select this again. Triangulate mesh. Okay. So let the software takes over and let them triangulate on their own pattern. Okay, once that's done, and you notice that each panel, they split it up into three, split up into triangular shapes. Okay, so at this junction, triangulate is done. There's one more part that we need to do is to extract these curves. Okay, so curve from this object, duplicate H. Okay, duplicate H will be the whole thing. I can either select this first, curve from this object, duplicate H. Let me find a better way to do this. I'm gonna select everything except this and say height. So I left with this button. Okay, so I will say select this again, curve from this object, duplicate H, right? Okay, I probably would have also hide the duplicate H. Okay, duplicate H again, enter. Okay, Control G. So now there are two elements. One is the edge, and the other one is, I drag this out so you can see. So this is the duplicate H, and this is the mesh. Undo. Okay, and I'm gonna select the duplicate H. I hope I select the correct one. I'm gonna hide the mesh. Select this, and I type. Let me just make sure. Curve, dup H. Okay, and then from here, I would pipe maybe 0.2 diameter. 2. Okay, so not too thick. Otherwise, the whole mesh, the whole pipe, it's gonna really weigh down on your computer system. So pipe, solid pipe, pipe was perhaps I'll just type pipe. Okay. Select rail, I'll select all of them. Or maybe I select them and then say pipe. So 0.2 diameter, 0.2. Okay. This will be very dense. I'll leave that one first. Okay. So I'm gonna show. So now you understand there's a couple of things. One is the surface. I can delete the surface now. This is the mesh and this is the pipe. Okay, so same thing. I'm gonna select this mesh. Go to material and select material, maybe default material. Maybe default material, it's we did this before, plastic. And I'm gonna select turquoise. And then again, if you like what I said the last time, this is because it's version 8. So if you probably have question on material, again, you can ask your classmates, those who have done. So render now. Okay, select this. Let's see if clarity is 100%. Okay. Okay, I can hear my computer screaming now. It's very stressful on the computer system. Okay. So now we're done. Okay. So at this junction, I am going to hide everything else first. Okay. Then I will hide these as well. Okay, keep this around. And then obviously put people, if you can, front view. I'm going to touch on one more example called clipping plane. This is just for you to try. I will talk about this in the next class. Okay, clipping plane, start point, end point. perspective. I'm going to show you shaded first so that it doesn't take too much computing power. So I'm going to shift this downwards. Okay, it doesn't do anything yet because it hasn't been enabled. So I'm going to enable. If you look at the top, it says enable clipping plane. Okay, enable clipping plane. I select the plane. So you could select this and then could see the cross section very clearly. Okay, so even if I turn on rendered, I could see a lot clearer based on my clipping plane. All right, so I will come to an end of this. So submission is based on this model, and it is your A3 again. Okay, we'll talk about the next project. So the video it's for you to take a look and then follow through. So submission is from your class rep. All right, thank you all.